Good morning, everyone. I'm sorry that I'm a little late. I am still working on my Wi-Fi. I had no plans of creating my own TV show and streaming it from my house, so we are working on it still, but hopefully it's much better today. Everyone let me know how it looks. It should be pretty good. It should be pretty good. We've been working on it endlessly, so hopefully it's much better. But if it goes in and out, please don't slay me because I've been working on it so hard. So just let me know how it goes. I'm going to keep texting with my team and make sure they think it looks good. Okay. So it's time to start the show. It's time to start the show. Good morning, everybody. I have some great news coming from LA. Regardless of what you've read, I want to just share all the positive news that's happening. I know it's easy to focus on the negative, so I wanted to share something positive that's happening in Los Angeles. Mayor Garcetti, who I have had the honor of having dinner with at the My Friend's Place Gala. He's a supporter of Happy Hippie, and I'm a supporter of Mayor Garcetti. I think he is so badass, and he is doing such an incredible job in this time of crisis. So Mayor Garcetti just announced that he's converting 42 recreation centers into homeless shelters with 6,000 beds donated by American Red Cross. So it's super important to highlight the good information rather than obsess over the negative. So if any other people in the shelter test positive for COVID-19, the mayor is working on getting trailers so that they can be isolated and recover and not spread it to others. I just love you, Mayor. Thank you so much. The hotline is open 24/7, so call 800-548-6047 if you are homeless in Los Angeles, and he will make sure that you are taken care of. I also wanted to mention that the virus is affecting women in a very unique way. The virus affects women in ways that we may not even think about immediately. So, for example, there are a lot of women working in healthcare fields, and in terms of everyone staying at home, including kids' school being canceled, women tend to take over the homeschooling, leaving little to no time for themselves. And to stay at home is absolutely the right message. But for women that live in violent or dangerous, abusive homes, this can be really terrifying, super scary. And because of the stigma and stereotypes that surround women, banks don't loan to women as often. And so female business owners will have a harder time getting back on their feet since they're more limited with their options of who would help them restart their business. And so one way that you could support your local female-owned business is to purchase a gift certificate. If you know you'll be dining at that restaurant, know you'll be getting your hair cut, know you'll be getting your hair colored when we can go back to community settings, the owners can pay their bills and their employees with this money. There was a huge spike last week in unemployment, and this is just the beginning of the crisis. So it would be incredible to buy gift certificates so you can still be supporting and they can still be having an income. So speaking of supporting our local female-owned businesses, Sally Hirschberger, who is my hairstylist and my really good friend, has donated $2,000 worth of her product. Her fancy hair care line, Sally Hirschberger, 24K. So she's donated 10 sets, and each set has a value of $200. So I want to show you this. I actually use her products. This is dry shampoo. There's volumizing mousse, gorgeous conditioner, shampoo. There are Golden Touch oil, nourishing oil. And this is actually my favorite product. I use every single day in my hair. I use both of these every single day. And the one thing I love about the gold one is both of these actually have like a little glitter in them, so they just give your hair a really, really good shine. So these are the Vanity Balm, and I use the texturizing paste in my mullet, which I have not been taking down because I am not washing my hair. And you may notice that my mug is not beat yet. That is because I am going to beat my mug with Hailey Bieber. Today on my show, we are going to be doing makeup and talking to some very special guests, drag queens from RuPaul's Drag Race. That's why I'm wearing this shirt, Queen of Makeup, Queen of Glamour. Actually, more than a queen, she is a goddess. I literally live. So I am having a couple queens on the show to walk through makeup as well and give me some makeup tips, because I have a feeling Hailey Bieber is going to keep it a little bit more light. And so when I want to go a little heavier, I got some queens. So I pretty much think that is all my announcements. So we're going to talk to Hailey in just a couple minutes. I've got all my makeup ready. My friend made these crazy rainbow brushes, so I got my brushes. I have a little makeup here from Jeremy Scott, who was my guest yesterday. And I'm going to check in, and we should be ready to go. I am so excited for today. So what I'm going to show you guys, I'm not sure what Hailey's plan is, but I am going to do a kind of signature Miley red lip inspired from Ru. And I'm going to show you how I do my makeup. So I'm getting all my makeup out. This is my red lipstick. I actually am going to be using my lipstick that I created through Viva Glam a couple years ago. It's still my favorite. I literally created this in like 2013 or 2014, and it is it's one of my favorites. So I'm going to show you guys how to do my signature red lip because that's going to be our Friday night in look. So this is usually the kind of makeup that Hailey would be doing if she was going out, if she was going out with Justin, if she was going to be going to a big event, and she's going to show all of us how to achieve that look. So I'm super excited to learn from Hailey Bieber, the queen of glamour and beauty. So I'm really excited to show you that. And I have this super embarrassing photo of us. Oh, I also want to mention, this is my cute ass scrunchie from Emmy J, which I announced yesterday. We were collaborating with Feeding America, so you could go to the checkout and put in Bright Minded, and you have to go to the checkout and you have to put in Bright Minded, and then 100% of the profit will go to Feeding America. $1 is approximately 12 pounds of food. So I'm super excited about that. So I have this red scrunchie in my hair because I think it'd be super. I love like monochromatic. I love doing matchy. I kind of like, you know, I'm a little cheesy like that, but I just love coordination. I cannot wait to cover these. I don't know why I'm so tired. All I'm doing is, you know what, honestly, it's more exhausting than I thought running my own TV show. I'm my own stagehand. I'm my own producer. I'm building this set. So it's a lot of work. And I've been printing a lot of 8x10, so this is me and Hailey after I had just finished the Macy's Day Parade and we went to go get pancakes with our parents. So she definitely grew up to be a gorgeous beauty queen, and she's going to show us how to do the makeup. So I'm going to check and see if she is on live right now. I'm super, super excited. We are going to go live with Hailey. There she is. Waiting for Hailey Bieber.
Hello.
Hi, and hello.
Hi.
You love how
Good
much I've
morning.
been building this 8x10.
I cannot deal with you having this gigantic printout. I'm dying.
I'm obsessed with it. I have you. My desk is really hilarious right now. I have you and Mayor Garcetti, my two favorites. Obviously, we're in LA where we just went on, you know, everyone's got to stay home for the next few days. And so playing with makeup, I think, is a good way to stay kind of entertained.
Yeah,
And you're like the total queen of like beauty and makeup and gorge. And so I have my little tips and tricks, but I'm definitely going to be taking note of everything. And I mentioned to everyone watching that if you don't have some of the products that we're using right now, since we're all more limited, take notes. And then also a great way to do it is to make like a face chart of yourself and kind of draw it. So I'm just going to kind of let you show us how you do your makeup.
Okay, well, okay. I think it's funny that you say I'm like the queen of anything makeup because I feel like I'm not that good at doing my own makeup. And I only feel like I don't wear a lot of makeup on my off time because when I'm working, I'm always getting makeup put on.
Yeah.
But I will say I do enjoy doing makeup. When I was like younger, I did ballet, so I always did like my makeup for recitals and like
Well, I think that's what I love about your makeup. And usually, actually, I think really you look like more gorge in like pap shots or like photos that you post at
thank you.
home when you have less. And I think right now we're in like a time where it's so in style to like just wear so much makeup and then your skin
Yeah,
can't breathe and you're always battling with yourself of, okay, I'm breaking out because I'm wearing makeup, but I'm wearing makeup because
right.
I'm breaking out. And if when you're at home, you can just spend time letting your skin breathe, that'll be so much better.
Yeah, I'm like 100% super into the skincare. I take really good care of my skin, or at least I try. I
Well,
try to
and
be conscious of that.
I know growing up, your mom was like kind of strict about like eating super clean and eating organic and
Yeah.
healthy. So, how much do you think what you put on the inside reflects on the outside of your skin?
I kind of think it's everything because a lot of it, when people struggle with their skin and when they break out, it's because of inflammation. And a lot of people are eating things and drinking things and putting things in their body that are causing their body to be inflamed from the inside out. So when you have acne or when you're having breakouts, it's basically just a reaction. Your skin is telling you that you're putting something in your body that your skin doesn't like or that your body doesn't like.
I feel that I have been trying to be really, I was trying to keep the inflammation down because we learned from Dr. Amen, who's a friend of
Mm-hmm.
yours as well,
Mm-hmm.
that inflammation can cause so much stress and your
Mm-hmm.
immune gets super low. And so we all want our immune system to be as high as possible right now.
Yeah.
And inflammation can really kind of contradict us using our vitamin C and all this stuff. But
Right.
last night, in a sense of like I was getting a little stressed and panicked, so I did therapeutic snacking last night. And today I woke up like I can barely see, my eyes are so puffy, and like I just feel so.
I know.
Everyone learn from my mistakes. Therapeutic eating does not work. So
Every
I was like,
time I'm gonna like cheat on eating something or like something I know that I'm gonna wake up feeling shitty the next day, I'm always like in my head, I'm like, is this gonna be worth it for me? Yes or no?
I know,
Like,
and I think the thing that helps me a lot is I take turmeric if I know that I'm gonna be like super puffy.
yeah.
So yeah, I think it's important to get the inflammation down. Another question that I had, we were talking about how beauty really comes from the inside, and even though you're super beautiful on the outer layer, I think your light really shines from within. So how do you stay bright in dark times?
I think that obviously we all go through phases. I think that there can be times where you feel really good and you feel really positive and you feel confident and you feel like I have it together right now. But then obviously one event can happen, one thing can happen that can totally just throw you off of your track, that can totally just put you in a dark place, or that can totally just put your mood in a completely different place. I think what I've learned for myself is that having people to be able to go to and say, I feel this way right now. And so I was always the type of person where I felt like I could figure things out by myself. And I felt like I'm so independent, like I moved out when I was 17, like I went out on my own. I'm good. I don't need anybody's help. I don't need anybody to like lean on. I have myself. I'm strong enough. And then I realized as I've gotten older that, you know, you can't always be the person that is strong enough because sometimes we do get weak and sometimes like we just need the support of other people. So I think having a confidant and having people that you can depend on, that are always going to be there, like your family or a therapist. There's been times where I've gone to Dr. Amen and I've been like, I am literally spiraling out of control right now, please help me rein this in, or tell me if I sound crazy or if I sound irrational, because sometimes we need that outside person to say, this isn't accurate. You're overthinking it, you're overstressing it. And you need people to be able to speak into your life like that and say and call you out in a loving and a healthy way and tell you when you need to rein it in. So I feel like when times have gotten like weird and scary for me, instead of trying to keep them in and like deal with them on my own, it's helped me a lot to be able to go to people and say, hey, I'm actually struggling a lot right now and I'm going through a difficult time, and just let me like vent it out to them, even when people don't even have to say a lot, just to be an ear to hear what you're going through.
And that is so well said, because I think now with online, you know, one of the B in Bright Minds is blessing and curse of social media, but a blessing is that there actually are a lot of platforms that have free therapy, because a lot of people don't even know where to begin with therapy or how to find a therapist. I was really lucky to find Dr. Amen. I found Dr. Amen in 2012. And so I've been going to him for a long time. And it was right after, it was right before I actually cut my hair short, which is when I really started going to him, because I felt like, you know, I felt the most myself, but that was really when social media started allowing like comments and Twitter, and social media wasn't like that really before then. And I know that that's something really close to your heart is like cyberbullying. And I had just started like breaking out, and I was just having such a rough time. And I was in an airport going to Costa Rica, and I could not even get myself to get on the plane. My legs wouldn't let me walk forward. They were just like shaking, you know, that feeling like all the blood was out of all my limbs. I felt like I could not move. I was giving myself a full panic attack. And I found his book in the airport, and it said, Change Your Brain, Change Your Life. And I'm like, I have to change my brain, because nothing was wrong. I wasn't sick. My legs had worked every day before then. I just all of a sudden couldn't get myself to take a step forward. I was so terrified of flying. And then I started thinking, if I'm this terrified of flying now, how am I going to ever tour again? So then I spiraled. You know, he says one of the worst things we can be is a fortune teller, you know, telling ourselves, I'm never going to tour again because now I can't fly. I've flown before. I will fly again. I just have to get a hold of my brain. And so I love what you said about having a reliable source, because that was a question that I had for you, because we actually haven't really had anyone on the show yet that I feel like has as deep of a spiritual connection as you do, and use your platform so much to talk about how your faith is your guiding light. So talking about reliable sources, whether that's God or your family or your friends or Dr. Amen, let's just talk about reliable sources and how important they are.
Well, I think reliable sources can be multiple different things, like I said before, you know, family, friends, therapists, you know, sometimes it can even be a random stranger that you get into conversation with who's almost like a little angel in the moment, or it can be your pet. This is Oscar.
I love when you meet a random angel and you just feel like some stranger just was at the perfect place at the perfect time to give you exactly what you needed to hear.
Yeah, like I always feel like those are God moments. Those are weird encounters that God knew we needed that moment right then and there. And I also feel like, you know, I'm super open and vocal about being raised in church and, you know, having my own relationship with that, and I think there's a difference between being raised in church and then being an adult and having your own relationship with God and having your own relationship with Jesus and spirituality, because what my relationship was with faith getting raised that way is completely different than it is for me in my own journey as an adult. So
I love that.
I feel like I found my footing with, you know, spirituality and faith and church, and I found a church community that works for me, where I feel supported and loved and accepted, and I think that that's so important. I think just having community in general, whether it's a church community, whether it's a sports team community, whether it's like a book club community, or any type of like supporting community where it feels like a core group that you feel like you can rely on, and you can go there and there's no judgment, and there's no just, it's just acceptance and love, and it's just pure, and you feel that when you're there. I think that that's really, really important. And I mean, for me, that's church, and that's God, and that's faith, and that's that, but that may not be that for everyone.
And I love what you said about that, because actually, like, I was raised going to church as a believer, and that was a really important part of my life. And I kind of fell off that path a little bit because I think I had a hard time finding a relationship with God that worked for me as an adult. And so actually, just as someone that I'm so happy I just learned something because I love this show, because as much as it's for other people to keep it, keep bright and lit and illuminated. I learned something so much from everyone that I've had on the show. And I think what I just took away from you is I'm allowed to decide what my relationship is with spirituality as an adult that doesn't have to be aligned with the way that it was when I was brought up, because I was also brought up in a church in Tennessee at a time, in the 90s. So it was a less accepting time.
Yeah, exactly.
I have a less accepting time of like, I had some gay friends in school that the reason I kind of left my church was because they weren't being accepted. They were being sent to conversion therapies. And I had a really hard time with that. And I had a hard time with it as me finding my sexuality too. So I think now you telling me that I'm allowed to redesign my relationship with God as an adult and make it how it feels most accepting to me would make me feel so less turned off by spirituality.
Yeah, I think it's your journey between you and God. It's not your journey and 10 other people's journey. It's just yours. It's between you and him. And, I believe that Jesus is about loving people no matter where they're at in life. So, I've always had a hard time too with church making people feel excluded and not accepted, and like they can't be a part of it because of what they believe in or who they love or who they don't love or whatever it may be. I just don't believe that that's what God is about at all.
I'm so happy we're talking about God and not about makeup because this is like what I really need right now. I needed to hear this because when you're saying it's not about you and 10 other people and God, it's about you and God. I think that I'm like in this quadruple thruple relationship with God where it's me and my parents and God. And
that's
if
how
I
could
remove them and it can become my relationship with the higher power, whoever's higher power that is, and with God, since that was something I grew up with, now that feels way less intimidating, and I can just talk to God directly rather than it being me and my parents having a conversation, because then I feel like I'm in the principal's office.
Exactly. I mean, I'm always grateful that my parents raised me that way. I'm happy that they brought me and my sister up in church, and that, I would never change that. You know what I mean? I would never have that be different. But I think that their relationship with God is not mine. And, my mom's personal spiritual relationship, there's going to be times where I don't understand it and I don't think what she believes in makes sense. And there's going to be things where I believe in that she doesn't think makes sense either.
Right.
That's the freedom we have as individuals and human beings.
I love that so much. And so now just like super quickly, we can talk about a little bit of beauty.
Yes. Okay. Let's get into it.
I was thinking that the fans would think it was really fun to follow along with you, and I don't want you to do anything more than you would usually do on your real, because I see like these steps sometimes with tutorials where there's just no way that I would want to go out with that full face of makeup on, because it looks really beautiful when look at this that I got. Hold on. You're going to freak out. I'm like actually getting into vlogging. So I've got this light.
Yes.
Y'all.
Yes.
But under this light, you can get away with anything. You can put on so much makeup. But realistically, I think what's always been tough for me is like, I actually don't go out and like party that much anymore. So you can wear a lot more makeup when you go out at night. But during the day, I feel insane when I have on a mask. So just really quickly, give us like kind of a little sum up of what you like to use and like what Bare Minerals products that you think that the kids would love to use. And I used to use Bare Minerals all the time, so I love it.
Well, I found Bare Minerals because my mom used to use it, and it's kind of like a whole full circle thing. So I love being with them. Okay.
There used to be a Bare Minerals cult following in my middle school. Like if you didn't have Bare Minerals, you were the biggest loser in class.
Right.
So I bought it because I'm a follower.
Right. Because she's trendy.
Yeah, exactly.
So if I was going to do, even when I'm going out, here's the thing, like if I'm going out to like a dinner, or like we're going out on like a date night, or, we just decide like, hey, let's go out for a drink. It's Friday, whatever. I still don't feel like I'm the type of girl who is that good at sitting in the mirror for 45 minutes and doing like a full, I don't think I'm that good at it. I'm a girl who's good at doing like the very natural beat that has like a little bit of attitude to it.
Yeah.
So if I was going to do that, my like Friday night going out, situation.
Yep.
That's what I'm gonna do. So I always like to do, I'm not more of like a lip girl. I'm more of like, I would do more of an eye and like a nude lip.
Love.
If I was gonna do a lip, it would be like nothing and then just the lip and mascara.
Yep.
But I'm gonna stay away from a lip today because I actually don't have one on me. But I have this little palette that I really like. That's the Rose eyeshadow palette from Bare Minerals.
Love.
And this is a lot of like really pretty nudes. And like
I love that. That looks a lot like what I kind of use.
Yeah, I love that. With a little sparkle, but like not too heavy, not too intense. So I'm gonna do a little bit of like this color right here, like a little.
I'm following along.
Like a little nude base color. Just all over my lids.
Okay, I'm doing the same.
Sorry, I'm going to have to lean forward a couple times because I'm not comfortable. So that's just all over the base.
Same. With my super extra, everything in my life is so extra. Palette, thank God, BBB.
I love that.
Like nothing in my life can just be like standard. Okay.
Nothing's just neutral, but that's
no,
what we love
nothing's
about
neutral.
it. Don't ever change that.
It's actually like really extra and no one's noticed yet, but this wallpaper in here is all me. And I never let people come in here because I look crazy. But
is this the glam
room?
room? Like office glam room?
Yeah, this is my glam room. Like, see, I've got my big extra mirror.
It's so cute.
This is my little office, but that's me. My little like light.
I love that light.
Oh, that's gonna be for when I'm allowed to actually have in-person guests when we're not all quarantined. So that'll be where I have my desk. And then this is like my little couch for my segments.
Cute.
Vlogging / glam, you know?
I love it. It's perfect.
I love it.
Okay. So next I'm gonna go into this color right here, which is almost like a rosy, like bronzy situation. And I'm gonna do that all over the eye as well.
Okay.
Just a disclaimer too, I already had my face makeup on. That's why I'm not like.
I just told Cody about no makeup. He's like, all you do is lie to me. When I'm like, oh, I got no makeup on. No makeup.
You know what's funny is before we started this, Justin was like, you have that no makeup on and I like it. I'm like, why do you even know what that is? He literally said the no makeup.
We love the no makeup.
Yes, we love a man who knows about the no makeup.
No makeup. That's a thing. My whole life has been a lie.
You're like, yes, welcome.
I keep a little powder just like in the morning. I'm all, you know.
Yeah, I'm super like, I don't like a lot of face makeup because I just don't like how it feels. So I'm usually just like,
I can't move my nose.
Hate.
And
so
then,
I'm usually
like,
just
I can't
a little.
Smile right, and
Some girls can handle like a very, very full beat and it looks really super beautiful and actually really natural. And then there's some girls who it just doesn't sit the same. And I feel like I'm like
sometimes
that. Like,
I wonder why am I putting on makeup yet I'm getting like it's getting less right. Like for some reason, I'll be like, oh look, it's Friday. I'm gonna put on my makeup by the end. I'm like, I should have just gone out with my wet hair and my fresh skin. Because for some reason, my face, I think because my eyes are so big, I end up just looking like a Cher impersonator.
Dude, that happens to me all the time where I'm like, I'll see a photo of myself and I'm like, why did I even, I know I like myself better naturally, so why did I even attempt?
Sometimes it's just fun.
Have you looked back on yourself on certain red carpets and been like, literally, what the actual F
you
is
will
going
be
on?
getting a text message from me real soon. I'll actually send it now. I believe it's like Grammy 2008. It actually is so bad that it became like a viral meme because I look so insane. I also have on like about 55 pounds of hair. Like I have so much extensions in.
Right.
But someone thought making my eyebrows super thin and using black liner all around the rim of my eye, which my eyes are super round, so I look like I'm actually like possessed. And I'm gonna go off track a little bit, and I promised everyone I would show them like a classic Miley red, so I'm gonna do that.
Yeah. Do whatever your like little signature thing for a night out would be. That's what this is all about. Okay, just to say, I'm gonna keep going with like a little bit of the darker tones.
I love that.
Get into her a little bit.
That gray is really cool.
Yeah, it's a super nice, like, this whole palette, the colors go really nice all together too, which I enjoy. You can blend.
Yeah, especially if you're gonna travel all the time. Nutcase. If you're gonna travel all the time, you don't want to take like a huge. I used to have a makeup suitcase. That was too much.
I have one little bag of makeup that I travel with because usually I'm traveling for work too, and I know that it's going to be getting done.
Me too. This is my bag. This is like as much as I bring. My little tiny circle bag. And this is it. That's my full beat.
Okay, so see, I'm getting into a little more of like a smokier.
I'm obsessed with that.
And I'm going to add a little bit to the bottom like lash line too because I like a little, a little vibe down there.
And I do this thing with my lip where I kind of like draw a heart before.
Well, you have such a nice lip shape too.
So I do like a little, oh, it's actually kind of like an M, which is cute. So I do like a little M. And then I don't like a round looking lip. So I do kind of like straight angles because my lips are really round. So I try to I draw like a diagonal line.
See, everybody has their own tricks, you guys.
Yeah, I learned this from my makeup artist, like just to keep straight lines.
Are you an overliner?
Oh yeah, I go over.
Yes.
I do like a little liner, and then I use whatever liner I lined with just as my lipstick, so you can't see the difference. Yeah.
Okay, we are getting somewhere. Getting a little smoky.
I'm getting it together. Okay.
Okay, and now I'm going to add a little mascara. I'm just leaning forward because I need my bigger mirror.
I do also like an orangier red because we used to have this neighbor in Nashville that used to always wear red lipstick. And my dad would always kind of talk about how she always had it all over her face. Like when she would she let her dog, basically she would let her dog lick her all over the mouth, but she wore red lipstick so the dog would transfer it all over her face. And so every time I would wear this one shade of red lipstick, my dad would tell me that I looked like her. So it totally scarred me for life. And so now I only use an orange base because hers was always a purple base.
Right.
So thanks, Dad.
I actually prefer an orange base red too.
Yeah. Probably not because your dad emotionally scarred you, but yeah, it's
No, not because I'm triggered by it.
My dad was the worst. One time I had a huge zit on my forehead, and it was the day before picture day, and my dad walks downstairs, looks at my face, and goes, "Ew!" And I'm like, "Are you kidding me? It's picture day tomorrow. You're supposed to tell me that I'm beautiful no matter what." And he's like, "Sorry, sissy, but that's disgusting. You can't go to school like that." I'm like, "You are nuts." So everyone wants to know why I am so obsessed with keeping my skin clear, but that's because my dad had really bad acne in high school. So he was just like, if anyone gives you a hard time about something, it's because they've got their own trigger.
Right. That's
so my dad had acne and got made fun of, and so now he makes fun of me, but he's going to kill me for saying that. He tells me I'm beautiful all the time, but he does call out all of imperfections.
Let me see this lip.
So I'm going, ooh, I got a little side. This is my lip, orange base.
Yes.
Let me flip on this light. Boom.
Okay.
Orange base. And then the only thing I'm going to add is a little bit of like pink on my cheeks.
Yeah,
So
that's actually where I was about to go next with a little like bronzy. This is Bare Minerals Gen Nude Bronzer Blush.
Love that. And I have this like, I kind of take my blush and just put it a little kind of everywhere just so I really feel match. It actually looks like way better IRL. So yeah, this is kind of the look I'm doing.
Oh my gosh, I'm trying not to overdo it with the bronzer.
I have a different approach. I try to overdo everything. My approach to life is overdo it. But that's because my role models are RuPaul and Dolly Parton. So that does not involve being very low key.
But involves a lot of pure excellence.
Yes. Opulence.
So I did a little bronzy, glowy.
I am so obsessed with that makeup right now.
I'm
regretting mine because I'm going to have it all over my face in about 5 seconds. When I got my face down on my yoga mat, I'm going to look like that neighbor that my dad warned me about.
Stop.
I'm also completely OCD, so I label all my makeup, so this is embarrassing. But when I'm like digging through my makeup on an airplane or something and I can't see, so I totally label.
But by the way, there is no shame in being organized because there's nothing more satisfying than being like, you've done the brain scan with Dr. Amen before, right?
Oh yeah, I'm like completely bright red right here.
Did it show, like, did you light up in your OCD spot?
Yeah, I'm just completely,
So dry.
He said that my brain looks like a college professor, which I was really excited about that. But you kind of have to be like, you have to be kind of obsessive, you know, because I love to write, like putting together this show, putting together every day. I was just telling Cody yesterday that I'm happier doing this show than I have been in the last even few years with anything that I'm doing, because if I wasn't like singing or acting or doing that, I would actually wanted to have been like in political journalism or, you know, kind of culture. So this is like talking politics, religion, social, culture, community. That's like my passion. So, you know, maybe I can somehow kind of marry the two worlds, which is why I wanted to have my own talk show.
Well, you're a very creative human. You have a very creative brain.
Yeah, it's kind of kooky, but yes. Your makeup looks so good.
This is kind of it. I mean,
like night out slay.
Yeah, the last thing I have to do is I add a little like this like bronzy highlight.
I love that.
That is, what is this called? Air Pro Glow, which I use these all the time. There's a couple different ones.
I love that.
And I just tap it like a little like right here.
That's perfect. I actually have something right here.
I love highlighter. If I don't wear anything and I'm just going out,
me
like,
too.
It's just a little highlighter, a little mascara.
I'll do a little on my brow.
And then I'm gonna throw in a little, like a nude liner, lip liner.
I'll do the same. Boom, 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 boom. And I like to use my hands a lot when I do my makeup.
Oh yeah, me too.
I use touching her face, but I'm extremely sanitized. I've been like cleaning like crazy and washing my hands every 5 seconds, so I'm allowed to.
I haven't left the house in 7 days, 6 days.
I haven't left the house since Wednesday either, so I'm totally fine.
And then you did a red lip. I'm gonna go for a nude.
Love.
I actually love these.
I actually haven't done a red lip in a really long time, so that's kind of why I wanted to do it.
I will say, being stuck inside for these, you know, this last week, these last couple of days, it feels nice to like do yourself up a little bit and just play.
Definitely. I've actually been loving the show because it just makes me get ready and makes me get dressed, you know, so it totally gets me like,
right.
I've actually worked harder in the last week than I have in months. Working this show and like booking all the talent and like, you know, I'm trying to just do the whole show.
Yeah, because you've been doing everything by yourself.
You were my first guest that I booked. So you were so sweet for like just agreeing to do it as soon as it was really nothing. And now I have some really cool guests. Actually, I'll read you some guests that I have because I haven't told my fans either. So I'm really excited for Monday, because Monday morning, I'm going to have a very special guest that I'm going to be revealing my set to, and I'm not going to say who that is yet, but I'm building a set over the weekend. I got all my materials. I'm going to be posting photos of me with my tool belt, and I'm going to build a set. And then I have Ricky Thompson, who's always hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
Ricky slays me. And I'm actually going to have Emily Osment from Hannah Montana is going to come on the show.
A reunion!
Reunion. And we're going to be talking about the best way to adopt and foster dogs right now, because the shelters are closed, but you're allowed to set up private appointments. So we're going to be talking about that. I'm actually going to do a motivational morning with MT, my mom. I'm going to do a devotional with my dad. Self-confidence with Noah, and then Wednesday I'm really excited because I'm doing Women's Wednesday, and it's going to be Reese Witherspoon, Hilary Duff, Phoebe Rexa, and Dua Lipa all in one. So I'm so excited.
That's amazing.
And
this is so cool. What
were you gonna say?
I was gonna say it's so cool to see how this is just kind of like exploded into this thing that's been bringing people together in this time. It's cool. I'm proud of you. I'm happy for you.
I'm so excited. And for the women's episode, I had my first COVID-19 period where I started my period yesterday, and I didn't know what to do because I went to the store and like all the tampons are sold out and there's only like granny ones, and it was terrifying going out anyways. Everyone's in mask, and it was just really a crazy experience. So taking my experience, I'm actually looking into this like different sponsors for Wednesday and I was talking about the homeless shelters that Mayor Garcetti opened, trying to get some like tampons for women there, because this is a whole new experience. So when that goes down, just beware that if you're not stocked, it's scary. And so there's no options, and they're all super overpriced. So I'm excited for this week, and thank you so much for doing your makeup with us.
Yay, thank you so much for having me. I love that you're doing this. I'm going to
send you that scary photo of me at the Grammys right now. I'm going to send you that scary photo.
Okay, perfect. Okay.
Love you. Thank you.
Love you, Miley. Say bye, Oscar.
Bye, baby.
Bye.
That was so much fun. Okay. So now I ran a little late, but this show isn't on TV, so I'm allowed to go as long as I like. I need to fix this before I get red. Okay, hold on. Okay, so I'm ready for my next guest, and this is going to be a big surprise. I've got two guests, Trixie Mattel and Big M Milky. So first, Trixie, I'm coming to you, and we're going to talk about some makeup.
Hello.
I am gooped. I am gagged.
Mama, let's turn on the disco ball. Let's do it.
Let me turn on my influencer light. Boom.
How are you, Queen?
Doing better now.
We are getting in drag, even though we have nowhere to go. And that is really the spirit of drag, isn't it?
That is the spirit of drag. And you know what? I was thinking so much about how much time some of my fans who are just starting to do drag, this is a great time for them to perfect their identity and perfect their look and how they want their, you know, their character to be, or their personality or their individuality. This is a great time to perfect your drag.
Yeah, or redo. Like, if you're in middle school and you're switching schools, this is like, you get to become a new person.
Right. That is such a good way to look at it. So what would you say, like, when you started designing Trixie Mattel, was Trixie Mattel, like, born, like, when you were born, Trixie Mattel was born too? Or did this happen at a time of your life? Or how did Trixie Mattel, where was her birth?
That's so funny because, hold on, look at this mug, Paul Rudd.
Look at my mug. Actually, look at my mug.
Well, it was just like, it's like earlier you were talking about how like you have your idols, right? And then you become sort of like a human blender of everyone you like. And so like, for me, it was like, well, I loved Barbie so much my whole life.
Right.
Whole life. Did you like Barbie when you were a kid?
I was upset. I mean, I created kind of I have all these dolls upstairs. I'll show them to you. I have Hilary Duff as a Barbie. I have all the Britney Barbies. I have all the NSYNC Barbies, all the Backstreet Boys Barbies. I was obsessed with all the Barbies, but I also loved when artists would make their own Barbie. That was like my favorite. So when I could get a doll of my favorite artist, because music was always what I loved the most.
Oh yeah. Do you have the Spice Girls?
Yes, I have them framed in plexiglass.
Oh my God, yours are doing better than mine. Look at mine.
Wait, how do you have so many?
Oh, Miley, I don't think you understand. You're about to like see the dark underbelly of my life. If anybody wonders what I do with any sort of my free time,
What? What? What?
this is what I call my shame closet. So this is a lot of my dolls in the box, and then my ones that are on your face.
I'm so jealous. I thought I had a good collection.
And then the ones out of the box. This is in my bedroom. Look.
Oh my God.
Look, that's in my room too.
I would live in there just to live at this place.
I know. I always think about taking them down, but honestly,
never.
Doesn't matter who people are. Whenever people come over, they just turn into kids, and they're just like, ugh, and they want to touch them, they want to hold them, they love it. So I always loved Barbie
so much.
And then once I started like, obviously I love like music. So there was a lot of music people, obviously Dolly.
Yes.
And so it's like you start becoming this like blender of all the things you like, and then your idea of like a superhero is all your superheroes in a bucket. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So when did you, like, how did you get makeup? When did you start playing with makeup? Were your like parents, did they let you buy makeup? Did you start painting your face when you were older? Like, when did you start painting your face?
Yeah, I mean, I'm from like the country. So I didn't do makeup until I was in college, like 18, 19 years old.
Yes.
And I was in the rock. We get like abused cosmetics in the Rocky Horror Picture Show. And then I kind of got like into the idea of like, oh, you can really change your face. And when you change your face, you change how you feel, which really changes the way you perform. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you feel like a different person.
I am
Yeah,
a
you feel like a different person.
Like, whatever my beat is who I am going to be. Like, when I have this cute little, like, glitter palette that I use, and all of a sudden I'm just, like, psychedelic. Like, I am a freaking unicorn. I am, like, the weirdest person you'll ever meet. And then I kind of have my, like, Miley for President beat, which is a little bit more, like, Junior, and a little bit more nudes, and kind of, like, sandy, bronzy colors. Then my red lip is like Miley pop culture, like banger style. That's why I was doing my night out. So this is like pop culture hitting up LA. My face totally changes who I am. And
yeah, I will say, like, you change who you are, and then as you become a performer and you're balancing what makeup makes you feel what, and then you also have to balance what makeup can last through, you know, a dip in a pool on stage if you need to take one. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And what's funny is, like, once you also are an artist, your makeup kind of divides your eras. Like, so.
Oh my God. Yeah,
crazy.
I changed this. This eye is kind of different this year. This like open.
Yeah.
And now I just did this for my tour that I was on up until everything got pulled off. Which, by the way, Younger Now was in my pre-show playlist.
Love, love, love.
But I changed the makeup. I'm sure you do the same. You kind of like change the makeup looks for the like eras, the tours.
Absolutely.
Because then it really helps you feel like, all right, I'm present in this, and when I decide to move on, I just paint something else on, you know?
Exactly. And like, that was so fun for me when I was doing Hannah Montana. I consciously did that with her makeup. I would change her makeup as Hannah kind of got older. In the beginning, it was much lighter because it was kind of like not too, it was already a little weird that like an 11-year-old girl was dressing in drag in a wig. And now that totally is like what I'm encouraging my fans to do. There's so many kids, like Desmond is amazing, who's super young and like already starting to perfect the drag. And so I think there's an amazing way that younger people, like the age is getting younger and younger to what's appropriate to start playing with makeup, playing with hair, playing with your identity, playing with your clothes. Like, my mom wouldn't let me get mascara until I was like 14. And so now I feel like kids are starting to play with makeup a lot younger.
I mean, kids have bones. Like, you know, so like everything's different. And now kids don't even have to go to school. So people really are going through changes.
Yep, absolutely.
How are you holding up? How is your spiritual health?
I am honestly so fulfilled right now. This show is giving me so much light and so much peace and so much hope. And you know, as much as I made this show to emotionally help others, it's helping me probably more or as much as anyone else.
I know. I got up this morning to get in drag, and I was like, I don't know. The other day I had to get in drag because I've been doing these charity live streams, and like last Tuesday we did a live stream for No Kid Hungry, and I made $3,000 for the children. And I don't even like children, so that's a big deal for me.
Yes.
But I was getting in drag, and it was like really weird because I almost felt emotional because each time in a week I felt like I was doing something I knew what I was doing. Do you know what I mean? It felt weird to do something normal for me at a time where nothing felt normal. And I think that even when I was getting in drag today, I was like, at least for 90 minutes, I know exactly what I'm doing. Do you know what I mean?
I love that so much. And that's
I know that
really
sounds sad,
true.
but it's true.
Because every morning I get up and I do the show, and it just makes me feel so fulfilled. And entertaining people is what I know how to do. And so being able to do this just makes me so fulfilled. And you're right, like, because that's for an hour a day, I know exactly where I'm meant to be.
Yes. And in a lot of ways, it's like for an hour, maybe it's not that different than it was. You know what I mean?
Right, right. And maybe that's a exercise that we could do. I know my Wi-Fi is getting kind of bad again. I've been struggling with this all week. It's coming in better. You know, one thing that I think maybe that's what we could tell the followers that are watching right now to do, create something that gives them some normalcy that they can do one time a day. So,
yeah. Seriously, putting makeup on. I mean, you know, with my makeup company, we were like, what do we do? Do we stop making makeup? And I was like, makeup is always about transforming the inside with the outside. And people need that as much now as they do anytime. I literally, even getting up and like yesterday out of drag, I did a pore strip. And even that was like, my life has meaning. I mean, like, it feels sad, but like, it feels sad, but like caring for yourself and feeling good about yourself can make it be like, yeah, the world is ending, and what? You know what I mean? Even though it's not ending. If it feels like it's ending, doesn't mean you can't put some concealer on, you know?
I love this so much because
it's
literally
true.
the show, every time I get ready in the morning for the show, it just makes me feel like I know I'm going to be connected. I know who I am. I know my identity. And it's just something to look forward to. And I think that's what we have to do. We have to give ourselves something to look forward to. So I'm so obviously, like, I could barely sleep last night. I was so excited about getting on live with you. And I know you got to get in drag like 6:30 at night. And so you're like 6 hours early. And so I just could not appreciate you more for getting up, getting ready, because you're going to inspire so many fans. And so, you know, one last thing I want to ask you before you go. So for any of my fans that want to perfect or create a drag identity or want to work on their identity while they have more time at home to perfect, me and Haley just taught them how to beat the mug, but no one knows how to do it. I'm more trying to get your makeup than like Haley did a natural makeup, but I'm more into that. I have like my little palette, you know, I have my little Jeremy Scott palette right now where it's like the cutest palette ever. Like I've got all my fun little colors.
Oh.
So it's like a little beach ball.
Yeah. I remember that palette. That's incredible.
I'm obsessed with this palette so much. So I kind of have everything. So do you think should the fans start with their drag name and then create their makeup, or let their makeup tell them what the name will be?
I think that the makeup and the name is both like a work in progress. Like for me, the name kind of fell in my lap, but I think I would have picked something similar. Once I picked the Mattel thing, it was because of my biggest, obviously, inspiration. But I think with makeup, the best thing you can do is don't feel like you need to buy a new product every single day. It's a lot of like use that you have. I mean, sometimes when I get home from touring and I actually like, I'm so sick of the makeup that's been on the road with me. I'm just excited to pull something like that I had for 5 years that I'm like, I forgot about this.
That's what I did today with the Jeremy palette. This is like so old.
Yeah. But I think the biggest thing is I do a lot of like, almost like a mental or like physical Pinterest board, which I guess is called collage. We're like, who are all the people I want to look like and how am I going to like marry that to, I mean, makeup is really about working with what features do you actually have? What do you want? And what can you actually like naturally achieve in the middle? You know what I mean? So it's like set your expectations, but also realize like you can really change every single thing about the way you look.
I love that idea about the references because I'm kind of I've got a photographic memory. So I do better if I kind of have a picture of what I want to make in my mind and then do it.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you do this on tour. I don't know if you do this with your wigs and hair, but we like the wigs and hair on tour end up having names.
Yes.
Like, oh, get the good old Goldie. You know what
Yes,
I mean? Like,
good old Goldie.
yeah. Like the wigs and the makeup actually end up having a personality on their own because that's what you think of. And I guess with naming, with your drag, your name kind of ends up popping out once you have a clear picture of what you're doing.
I kind of do everything when I name my makeup or name my wigs. I'm like a slogan gal, you know, so it's like Miley for president coming through, and I put on my little like, you know, my little short wig, my little 2013, you know, my little cute, my little, can I speak to the manager?
Yes.
So I got one of those. That's when I, you know, like I'm really like in my presidential swag. So I have that little wig.
Yeah, there's like different looks for like everything. Like your looks for playing music is different than your looks for talking is different. You know what I mean?
Yeah, my vlog.
Like this to me is not a music hair. This is like a, oh, you caught me at home, kind of like Little Shop of Horrors. Like this would be like the Audrey. You know what I mean? Little Shop of Horrors.
I absolutely love it. For some reason, my vlogging personality has all of a sudden got this like super snatched little bun because it looks really good when I get this light going because you can just like, I use this to just like pull my face.
It's also good for you can also listen, you know, you can clip on a pony anytime.
Anytime. Now see, I'm working with limited resources because all of my hair is at a different house and I am quarantined, so I'm gonna try to smuggle some of my wigs and my pieces in soon. So next week you're gonna see me with my 20-inch.
Well, be careful how much hair you bring in because, girl, it can get so out of control so fast.
I am free.
I look like Silence of the Lambs.
I am so into it. Thank you so much for showing us your place. This is like,
of course. Oh my God! Anybody who wants to join me tonight, tonight I'm doing a live stream. It's called Full Coverage Fridays, where we cover, we do cover songs. Come listen.
Okay, so tell me again. So where does everyone tune in to watch that? Is it on your Instagram?
Yeah. So every Tuesday I'm on Twitch playing video games for charity, and every Friday I'm on Instagram and YouTube playing Full Coverage Fridays, which is it's me and drag talking to the fans, but we're gonna do different covers every week.
So I'll literally,
because you know, in times of strife, listening to some of your favorite music by other people is really cleansing.
I will be there tonight, tuned in.
Get into it, girl.
I will, and I also got to watch Ruse tonight, so I'll keep you posted.
Oh, and by the way, aren't you having Reese Witherspoon? That's lit.
Yes, I'm having Reese.
Icon.
You know she's keeping it lit. She's keeping it positive.
Well, thank you for having me.
Thank you, Trixie. Thank you so much. I'll make sure I tune in. Full coverage.
Full coverage.
Okay, so I have one more queen as a big surprise. Here we go. I am getting Big and Milky Milk. I'm going to be so gooped. I'm already gooped. I'm just too gooped. Oh.
You know, just a little lip for this quarantine moment. Right?
That's what I did. I did just a little lip.
Right.
I wanted to be a little more like my shirt.
Oh, yes, hon. Oh, the red lip like Rue, Mother Rue.
A red lip like Rue, you know, a red lip like my, you know, my little like icon for my new show is the Miley mouth. The typical,
yes.
You know, the kind of standard like, eh.
Yes. This is so great, by the way. Good for you.
Thank you so much. This is Miley drag.
Yeah. I do like the snatch back for
I have to. And especially once I can kick this light in, which is literally everything. So I have this like light. I actually should have been using this the whole freaking time. I don't know what my problem is. But to be honest, it makes this weird sound. Like I can hear the electricity rushing through it and it makes me nervous.
That does sound nerve-wracking. It's true.
So what's going on with that palette? What are you using? What's the deal?
Well, so I mean, I'm stuck in my house. So I thought if I'm going from my bathroom to my living room, I should just put on a new lip, right?
I love that.
We should just get dressed up. Because
absolutely.
Set up mirrors around your house so that you can just like still want to like dress for yourself, you know?
Absolutely. So like, how do you, obviously, Haley asked me if I overdraw my lip, and I'm like, does the sun come up in the morning and the moon at night? Yes, I do. So where do you start in this process? So how do you get that beautiful little wing?
Okay, so I start with lip liner. A drag queen's best friend is lip liner.
I got mine.
Or girls, or anybody. Anybody can put on makeup.
Yep.
And so what you do is I'll just show like up close.
Okay.
So my natural lip is there.
Oh my
goodness. And then I draw it
goodness.
all the way up there.
Okay, I'm gonna do this.
Oh, no, work.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Okay, so tell me.
Okay. So you're just going to lightly just overdraw, light touches.
Okay, there you go.
Steady hands, light touches.
I've never done this before.
No way.
I've never gone this far.
Work. Okay, cute. So